first thing I'm going to do is jump into my door-jamb model. The second thing we need to do is create a bunch of parameters. So I'm going to come up to my Family Types button. And what I'd like to do is come down to the bottom and click on New Parameter. Now, I'm going to be a little more careful on how I group and label my parameters because there's going to be so many in here, it's going to get confusing. So anything that's associated with jamb, my name is going to start with jamb. And I'm going to put in a hyphen and show you why this is a problem, but we can get around it. So I'm going to type in jamb-thickness. That's going to be the actual thickness of my jamb wood. I'm going to group it under general. Now I'm going to hit OK. For the thickness, I'm going to go 3/4 of an inch because that's generally what a jamb is going to be. Let's create another one. Click on New Parameter. I'm going to call it jamb-shim space. I'm going to group this under general. I'm going to click OK. Now my jamb shim space, I'll make that 1/2 inch. Now I want to put some formulas in here, but this little hyphen is going to cause an issue. I'm going to click on the New Parameter button. Next one's going to be jamb size. I'm going to group it under general. I'm going to click OK. Now I'm going to put a formula in. However, this little hyphen, remember it's going to think it's a minus sign. So anytime you have a hyphenated name, you need to put it in brackets like that. So we're going to open bracket. We're going to say jamb-thickness, -thickness, close bracket, plus sign, open bracket, jamb-shim space. Then we're going to close that bracket. So when you do that there, it's going to add it up. Now what I want to do is I want to move this down. So I'm going to select jamb size, and I'm going to click the down button. Just going to move it down. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on New Parameter. This one's going to be jamb total size. I'm going to group it under general. I'm going to click OK. And this is going to be a formula as well. It's going to be jamb size times 2. So remember, open bracket, close bracket, times 2. But remember, if you hit enter, you're going to get this. Sometimes you have to just follow through. Jamb size, it's got to be caps. But look, we didn't put in the hyphen. So hit close, that's okay. Jamb size, hit the backspace, put in the hyphen, hit enter, and it's going to add it up. Now one more, I want to put in jamb stop depth. So I'm going to click on New. I'm going to call it jamb-stop depth. I'm going to group it under general. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to click apply. I'm going to click OK. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create a sweep. So I'm going to go to the Create tab. I'm going to select the Sweep button. Over here, I'm going to click on Pick Path. So I'm going to select the frame of my door. I'm going to click on Finish Edit Mode. Now what I'd like to do is I want to come down to my ref level floor plan. I'm going to come in here. We'll see we have our interior and our exterior. We know our door wants to be out here, so this is where our little jamb is going to be. So the first thing I'm going to do is create some reference planes. First, we need to click on Edit Profile. Now I'm going to go to Create. I'm going to click on Reference Plane. On my Draw panel, I'm going to click on my Pick Lines button. I'm going to set my offset to be 1 inch. I'm going to offset this out 1 inch. Now I'm going to click on Align the Dimension, and I'm going to dimension from this grayed out reference plane to my visible reference plane. I'm going to click a point off right here and hit Escape. I'm going to select my 1 inch dimension. I'm going to add a label. It's going to be a lot easier to find it. So I want to go to jamb size. That's going to move it out. Now I'm going to right click on this reference plane. I'm going to create similar. On my drop panel, I'm going to click on my Pick Lines button. I'm going to offset this back 3/4 of an inch. I'm going to hit Escape. I'm going to dimension it. Now remember, we need to come from our outside dimension to the inside. I'm just going to put a spot right here. Select this 3/4 of an inch. I'm going to add a label. I'm going to call this jamb thickness. Excellent. Now we'll deal with the door stop in a minute, but we do need one more parameter. That's going to be our door thickness. That's okay. Let's create our extrusion here. So I'm going to click on my Pick Lines button. I want to make sure lock is turned on. I'm just going to pick right around here. I'm going to pick those 4 reference planes. Now I'm going to, on my Draw panel, click on my Fillet Arc button. I'm going to click on Radius. I want to make it 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to do the 2 outside ones. And the 2 inside ones, I'll just type TR for trim and trim these up. Excellent. Now we need to deal with our door stop. So let's make another parameter. I'm going to click on Family Types. I'm going to click on the New Parameter button. Now my name is going to be door-thickness. I want to group it under dimensions. I'm going to hit OK. I'll make it 1.5 inches. I'm gonna apply. I'm gonna hit OK. Now let's make a couple more reference planes. I'm gonna right click on this reference plane and create similar. Click my pick lines button. I'm gonna offset 3/4 of an inch. Now I'm gonna dimension it, strong to weak. Select my 3/4 inch dimension. I'm gonna go jam, stop, depth. But as you can see, we haven't put any parameter in there. So I'm gonna hit escape, go back to our family types. Always make sure that you add the increments you need. So I'm gonna make it 3/4 of an inch as well. I'm gonna hit OK. Now we select it, click the drop down, and we're gonna select jam, stop, depth, 3/4 of an inch. It's really nice that it labels everything right here. One more reference plane, I'm going to right click on this one. I'm going to create similar. On my drop panel, I'm going to click my pick lines button. I'm going to offset this 1.5 inches. I'm going to offset it downward. I'm going to click on my align dimension. I'm going to go strong to weak. I'll put it over here. I'm going to select my 1.5 dimension. I'm going to add a label called door thickness. Awesome. Okay, our stop is going to go right here. So on my drop panel, I'm going to click on pick lines. I'm going to make sure I lock them. I'm going to go bing, bing, bing. Hit escape. Now, let's click on our fillet arc button. Click radius. Let's put a nice little fillet arc radius here. Now what I'd like to do is click on my trim extend multiple elements button. I'm going to select this reference plane here. And remember, you have to select the items you want to keep. Hit escape. Type SL for split. Make sure we click on delete inner segment. Let's split here to here. Hit escape. Now for the material, I'm going to click into where it says by category and click on my little builder button here. Up top here, I'm going to type in wood and see what we come up with. If you don't have this little area down here, make sure you click on this button right here and it will make this show up. I'm just going to grab wood. I'm going to double click on it and I'm going to hit OK. That'll be the default. Now I'm going to click on the little associate family parameter. I'm going to click new. I'm going to call it jam-material. And I will group this under materials and finishes, but I want to make this an instance parameter. I want to hit OK. I want to hit OK again. Now I want to click on Finish Edit Mode. I click Finish again. Go to 3D View. Let's set our visual style to realistic. Now what I want to do is first select the wall. Instead of generic 6-inch, let's make it generic 8-inch. That's working. Now let's set our family types. Let's set our width to 3'6". I'll type in 3 space 6. Click apply. Click OK. It's working. One more thing. Let's go to our ref level floor plan. I don't like this little gap here. So I'm going to go to annotate symbolic lines. I'm going to click on pick lines. Make sure lock is set. Now I'm going to pick all 4 of these items. Type TR for trim. Let's trim this little puppy out. Let's go to annotate. Let's go to symbolic line. I'm just going to draw a little X in here. Let's do the same for the other side. I'm going to have to select this reference plane. It's a little tougher down here, but go to annotate, symbolic line, pick lines, pick here, 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 and here. Don't worry about the highlighted lines overlap. That's fine. Type TR for trim. Trim these out. Type TR again. Have to add another line down here. Oh, here it is. So type TR for trim. From here to here, and now here to here. Annotate, symbolic line. There we go. That's how we add a door jamb. Okay, let's make a door panel. To do so, let's jump into our door panel file, and let's follow along. First thing I'm going to do, though, is set our rough width to be different. What I'd like to do is go to my exterior elevation, select this width. And I'm going to click the drop down here, and I'm going to put that on rough width. Now, I'm going to go to my family types, and my rough width is going to be a formula. So rough width is going to be width plus jamb total size. So I'm going to type in width on a space plus sign. Now remember, I got to open the brackets, jamb hyphen total size. I'm going to close that bracket. Put that there. Perfect. Now let's make a bunch more door parameters. I'm going to click on my new parameter button. The name will be door hyphen reveal. It'll be a type parameter, and we'll hit OK. Let's make that 1/8 of an inch. Let's click new parameter. We're going to make this door style size hyphen. That's good. We're going to hit OK. I'm gonna grab door thickness and I'm gonna click the little up button here. I'm gonna go up again. I like that order. Now let's click on new. Let's make this door bottom rail size. Let's click OK. I want to move this one down. Now I want to click on new again. This will be door undercut. Door hyphen undercut. Click and OK. Looking good. Let's make our door undercut a 1/2 inch. Let's make our stile size 6 inches. Let's make our bottom rail size be 10 inches. One more. Let's click on new parameter. We're going to call this door hyphen location. I'm going to click OK. We're going to have a formula with this one. So door location wants to be jamb size plus door reveal. So bracket jamb hyphen size close bracket plus open bracket door reveal. Make sure you spell it right. Close the bracket, hit enter, apply. Let's click OK. Now what I'd like to do is let's create a sweep. So let's go create. Let's go sweep. Now I want to go ahead and click on sketch path. But the first thing I want to do is click on set work plane. We're going to click the drop down here. And we're going to go reference plane exterior. Then we click OK. Now let's add some reference planes. Let's go create reference plane. On my drop panel, I'm going to click on pick lines. I'm going to offset that 1.125 inches. I don't remember what it is, but it's okay. We're going to put them on some formulas right now. I'm going to go 1 to the right, 1 to the left. Hit escape. Let's dimension them from strong reference to weak reference. Select both of these dimensions. Let's put them on door location. Perfect. Let's add another one for our undercut. Let's go to create reference plane. On the drop panel, click pick lines. Let's offset this one 1/2 inch. We offset it up 1/2 inch. Dimension it from strong to weak. Select that 1/2 inch dimension. We're going to put this on door undercut. Awesome. Now you can see our work plane over here is reference plane exterior. Now what we're going to do is on the drop panel, we're going to click on pick lines. We're going to make sure we have lock toggled on. I'm going to pick this reference plane and this reference plane. Now we're going to click on trim extend multiple elements. Pick this. I'm going to pick my horizontal reference plane. I'm going to keep the items that I want to keep. Now I'm going to type AL for align. Pick my reference plane, select that line and lock it. Pick my reference plane, select this one and lock it. Let's do the same on the bottom. Select that undercut, pick there and lock it. Select your undercut, pick the end of that line and lock it. All right. Now let's go to our rough level floor plan. I'm going to come over here. Here's our little dot, our origin. Let's make some more reference planes. But before we do that, let's click on Finish Edit Mode because we're done sketching the path. If we have more than one loop not allowed, I think we forgot one thing. So let's hit continue, and this error comes up quite a bit. That's why I wanted to show it to you, as if I didn't forget. So let's go to our exterior elevation. We forgot to put the arc in. That's okay. Go to the draw panel, click Start and Radius Arc. Pick this endpoint here. Pick this endpoint here. Let's come straight up and let that snap tangent. Now let's go back down to our ref level floor plan. Click Finish Edit Mode. Now let's click Edit Profile. Now we can start modeling our style. So let's go to Create, Reference Plane. Let's click our Pick Lines button. Let's offset 1.5 inches. We'll offset this down 1.5 inches. Now let's click Pick Lines again. Let's offset 6 inches. Let's offset that out 6 inches. Now I'm going to go ahead and dimension from here to here. I'm going to select this 1.5 inches. I'm going to put this on door thickness. Don't know how they have to be 2.5 inches, so let's change it. So let's click on Family Types. Door thickness, let's make sure that's 1.5 inches. Apply. Click OK. There's nothing wrong with testing this stuff as you're doing it. Now I'm going to put another dimension in. Strong to weak. Select my 6-inch dimension. I'm going to put that on door style size. Now I'm going to click on Pick Lines. Make sure we lock it. I'm going to grab these 4 reference planes. I'm going to trim the inside by typing TR for trim. So that's a nice, strong trim. Now I'm going to ease the edges by going fillet arc. Radius will be 1/8 of an inch. Beautiful. Now for our material, let's associate this. So I'm going to click on Associate Family Parameter. I'm going to select jamb material. I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to click on Finish Edit Mode. I'm going to finish again. Go to 3D View. There it is. I like to just select my wall. Instead of generic 8-inch, I'll go generic 6-inch. Just make sure everything's working. Okay, now let's go to our exterior elevation. Let's put our bottom rail in. So let's go to Create, Sweep. Let's click on Sketch Path. Make sure our work plane is set to reference plane exterior. Now what I'd like to do is go to Create, Reference Plane. Pick lines, we're going to offset that 1.125 inches. We're going to go to the right and to the left. Dimension this. Select those dimensions. Let's put that on door location. Let's add our undercut. So let's go to Create, Reference Plane. Pick lines. We're going to offset that 1/2 of an inch. We're going to go up 1/2 inch. So we're going to dimension this. Strong to weak. Escape. Select your undercut dimension. Let's put it on the appropriate parameter. Door undercut. Awesome. Okay, here we go. Let's click on our line button. I'm just going to draw a line from here to here. I'm going to click Finish Edit Mode. Now I'm going to go to my left elevation. I'm going to zoom in down here. I'm going to click on Edit Profile. I'm going to add some more reference planes. I'm going to go to Create, Reference Plane. Pick lines. I'm going to go up 10 inches. I'm going to dimension that. Select our 10-inch dimension. Let's put it on door bottom rail size. Okay, so let's select this reference plane. Right-click, Create Similar. Pick lines. Let's offset that 1.5 inches. Let's go to the right. Let's dimension this. Well, let's go off this hidden line to here. Select your dimension. For the label, let's go door thickness. So let's select this. For the label, let's put it on door thickness. For some reason, that's a 1/2 inch. So let's go back to our family types. Let's make sure our door thickness is 1.5 inches. Apply, click OK. That can screw us up. Now, let's put it in our sweep. So let's click on Pick Lines. I'm going to pick here to here to here to here. Type TR for trim on the bottom. Let's trim these two out. Let's click on Fillet Arc, Radius. Let's grab here. Let's grab here to here. Let's click Finish Edit Mode. Finish again. Now, one thing I'd like to do is let's go into our family types. And for door thickness, let's make sure that's locked. Let's click Apply. Let's click OK. Let's go to a 3D view. What I'd like to do here is let's join these materials together. So I'm just going to go to my Modify tab. I'm going to click Join. I'm going to select this bottom rail here. I'm going to select this side rail here. We're just going to join those up. But what we need to do is select your wall. Let's put it on generic 8-inch. Let's put it on generic 12-inch. Let's just make sure everything's flexing. Go into the back. Make sure everything's working. Like I said, we kind of did that the hard way, but it's a lot better doing it this way than just doing straight extrusions. Okay, let's add a glass panel to the door. In order to do it, though, we're going to have to do some surgery on the existing frame that's here. I'm going to get started by jumping into my door Glaass family that I got from Chapter 2. The first thing I'd like to do is go to my floor plans ref level. Now, we need some reference plans. I'm going to right-click on this reference plane here, and I'm going to click on Create Similar. On my draw panel, I'll click Pick Lines. I'm going to offset that 1.5 inches. I'll bet you can guess the parameter this is going to go on. I'm going to offset straight down. And I'm going to grab the grip and just stretch it out a little bit on both sides. I'm going to hit Escape. I'm going to click on my Align Dimension button. I'm going to dimension from this reference plane to this reference plane. I'll put it over here. Select my 1.5-inch dimension. I'm going to add door thickness. Now I'm going to offset another reference plane. So I'm going to select any one of these reference planes. Create Similar. Click on Pick Lines. Now I'm going to offset 3/4 of an inch. Now I'm going to offset this one down. Then I'm going to hit on align dimension. 1, 2, 3. Click off of it. I'm going to make that equal. Now I'm going to grab this reference plane, select it, and I'm going to name it. And I'm going to call it Glaass Location. I'm going to hit enter. Okay, now we need to do some surgery on our frame. So I'm going to select my frame. I'm going to click on Edit Sweep. I'm going to click on the profile. I'm going to click on Edit Profile. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this dimension completely because I'm going to reconfigure some stuff and get used to having to do this. Now what I want to do is I want to create reference plane. On my drop panel, I use my Pick Lines button. I'm going to offset this 1.325 inches. I'm going to offset from this reference plane over to the left. I'm going to click on my Align Dimension button. Dimension from here to here. Select my dimension, which is off, but that's okay. We're going to fix it. I'm going to click the drop down, and I'm going to go to Door Location. And everything's good. Now I'm going to dimension again. I'm going to dimension from this reference plane that I just put in to here. I'm going to select my 6-inch dimension. I'm going to add a label. I'm going to go Door Style Size. Okay, now I'm going to come in here. I'm going to do some surgery. I'm going to click on Modify Sweep. My drop panel, I'm going to pick lines. I'm going to offset 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to offset that to the right. Now I'm going to offset 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to go up and then down. I'm going to type TR for trim. I'm going to trim this out. Now I'm going to click on Trim Extend to Multiple Elements. I'm going to select this reference plane. I'm going to pick the points that I want to keep, and I'm going to hit Escape. I'm going to type SL for split. I'm going to split this out just like this. Now I'm just going to put a couple little fillets in here. So I'm going to click on my line button. I'm going to draw a line straight out 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to click on my arc button. I'm going to come in at a 45-degree angle. I'm just going to create a little arc. I'm going to type TR for trim, and I'm going to trim these out. I'm going to select this one here and delete it. Type TR for trim those out. Now I'm just going to select this arc. I'm going to type MM for mirror. I'm going to mirror along this reference plane. Type TR for trim. I'm going to trim it out like that. I'm going to click on Finish Edit Mode. I'm going to finish again. Cool. Now what I want to do is go to my left elevation. I'm going to do some surgery on my bottom panel. So I'm going to select my bottom panel. I'm going to click on Edit Sweep. I'm going to select the actual profile. I'm going to click Edit Profile. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to select my bottom rail size. I'm going to delete it. I'm going to go to Create, Reference Plane. On my drop panel, I'm going to pick lines, and I'm going to offset 1/2 of an inch. I'm going to offset this reference plane up. I'm going to dimension it. The reason I'm doing this is because Revit doesn't want to go off the reference plane that's given to us in the profile. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I know that when we really start editing the edges, it starts to screw it up. So I'm going to reset our dimensions. Get used to having to do this. Select your 1/2-inch dimension. For the label, let's put it on Door Undercut. Now I'm going to dimension again. Go from this reference plane up to here. Set my 10-inch dimension. Now my label wants to be Door Bottom Rail Size. Just good. Okay, I come in here. My drop panel, pick lines. Offset wants to be 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to go to the left, to the right. Let's offset 1/4 of an inch. Down. Now I'm going to trim these up. TR for trim. I'm going to click Trim Extend Multiple Elements. I select my reference plane. I'm going to click here, then here. Hit Escape. Type SL for split. Here, here. Now I'm going to put my little radiuses on here. I'm going to click on Line. Go straight up 1/4 of an inch. Go to Arc. Come down at 45 degrees. Trim these out. I'm going to select this. Delete it. TR for trim. I'm going to trim these. I'm going to select this. I'm going to type MM for mirror mid. I'm going to type TR for trim. I'm going to trim both of these out like this. Very cool. Click finish. Finish again. Let's go to 3D view. There it is. Now let's lay our glass in there. So what I want to do is I want to go to an exterior elevation. I want to set my visual style to wireframe. I want to go create extrusion. Let's set our work plane, reference plane, glass location. Okay? Now on the draw panel, click pick lines. Make sure lock is turned on. The scroll is going to be the outermost line. Bottom, here's the bottom one. Okay, a couple things we have to do here though. For the extrusion end, let's type in -1/8 of an inch. And for extrusion start, let's type in 1/8 inch. For the material, let's click on the builder button. Let's type in glass up here. And there's glass. Let's click OK. Let's click Finish Edit Mode. Go to 3D View. Here's our glass. Now let's do something different. Let's go to our exterior elevation. Now let's set our visual style. Let's make sure it's on hidden line. And down here, I want to make sure that select elements by face doesn't have a little red X like that. Make sure it looks like this. I want to go to create. And for my work plane, I want to click on set. I want to pick a plane, and I'm going to click OK. I'm going to click my glass panel face. Now I'm going to click on monoline. I'm just going to draw a couple little glass tick marks. However you want to do it is fine. Draw in there, and I'll draw in here. Go to 3D view. So it looks kind of glass-like. Okay, now for the moment of truth. Let's go to the purple R drop-down. Let's go New Project. Let's select Architectural Template, and let's click OK. In the Architecture tab, click the Wall button, and put any kind of wall in there you want. I'm going to grab brick and CMU on metal stud. Definitely a different wall system than we've been using. I'm going to hit Control Tab, and I'm going to click Load into Project. I'm going to find that wall. Notice that we can flip it either way. I'm going to pick a point right here and shoot it back to the entire wall. Move my tag out of the way. Now, the next thing we need to do is figure out how we're going to get this thing to look right in plan. I think most of the hard stuff's out of the way, but we do have to finish this thing off so we don't see this giant gap. That's where casing comes in handy. I'm going to open up my door-casing file. So what we're going to do is sweep some casing around the outside of this. So I'm going to pan around to the front in a 3D view. I'm going to go to Create, then I'm going to go to Solid Sweep. On my Sweep panel, I'm going to click on Pick Path. I want to pick 3D edges, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick the outside corner of my wall here. I'm going to go right around and I'm going to pick that. I'm going to click on Finish. Now, we could either draw a profile or we can load a profile. Let's load a profile that we've already made. Click on Load Profile. I'm going to go back to where I'm keeping my exercise files. I'm going to go to Chapter 1 and I'm going to grab one of those. I'm going to grab my chair rail. I kind of like that. I'm going to click Open. Now, my profile, I can hit my drop down. I'm going to grab 4-inch. I'm going to zoom in here and see that it's not quite right. So I'm going to give it a Y offset. I'm going to go -2 inches. It's about halfway on there. It gives me a nice little reveal. I'm going to click on Finish Edit Mode. My material set for wood. And I'm going to click on my little Associate Parameter button. I'm going to click on New. I'm going to call it Casing Material. And remember, always backcheck your work because both of my A's are uppercase. There's no spell check here. I'm going to keep this as an instance parameter. And I'm going to click OK. I'm going to click OK again. I noticed I'm missing the door material, so I'm going to grab my sweep on my door. I'm going to hold down my control key and grab the bottom one. And for my material here, it's wood, but I'm going to go ahead and click on my builder button. I'm going to add a parameter. I'm going to call it door-material. To make that an instance parameter, I'm going to click OK. Click OK. Hit Escape. Now I'm going to go into my family types. I'm going to select casing material, and we can always edit one of these. So I'm going to click on the little edit parameter with my pencil. I'm just going to make sure I'm consistent with my naming. I'm going to click OK. Now we'll see they're all default, and the default value is going to be wood. Let's click Apply. Let's click OK. Let's hit Escape. Zoom in. Looks pretty good. Now, we can't just mirror it. We have to go around to the other side and do the same thing. So I'm going to go to Create. I'm going to go to Sweep. I'm going to click on Pick Path. Zoom in. I'm going to pick the edges of my door. I'm going to click Finish. I'm going to select my profile. Now remember, we can do an interior trim, or we can do an exterior. We can do two different trims. I'm going to go with the same one though. Turn it up 4-inch. Give that a Y outside of -2 inches. Click Finish. Now my material, I'm going to click the Builder button. I'm going to associate that with casing material. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to hit Escape a couple times. Now we've got our casing material. Now we load this new project to test it out. I'm going to go Purple R, New, Project. I'm going to grab my architectural template. I'm going to click OK. Grab a wall, something that I know is ridiculously different. Draw it out. Hit Control Tab. Let's click Load into Project. I'm going to zoom into here. And again, notice we can justify. So I'm going to go to the outside. Put my trims on the outside. Everything is perfect. So that's how you sweep casing along the profile of the door. Okay, our door looks pretty cool, but it doesn't quite look right in plan. The objective of this video is to put our plan view symbology line work in there. We're also going to have a yes/no parameter that lets it go 45 degrees or 90 degrees based on its phasing. So let's jump into door symbolic. And the first thing I'm going to do is go to floor plan ref level. I'm going to draw a symbolic line under the annotate tab. However, it's got to be the length of the rough opening. I don't know what that length is. So I'm going to go to create. I'm going to go to family types. I'm going to remember that my rough width is 3'8½". So I'm going to close out of here. I'm going to go to annotate. I'm going to go to symbolic line. I'm going to come right down here. And I'm going to pick this point right here. Now I'm going to come over at a 45-degree angle, or 135. I'm going to go 3'8", space 1/2 inch. I'm going to hit enter. Now I'm going to come down this way. I'm going to go 1.5 inches. I'm going to come all the way back down. It would be nice if it would track it, but it looks like it's not going to, but that's okay. I'm going to come down past it a little bit, pick that point. Now I'm going to grab a point here. I'm going to come straight down at 135 degrees. I'm going to type TR for trim and trim it out. Now over here, I'm going to draw it in my arc. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and dimension this. So I'm going to click on my Align Dimension button. I'm going to dimension from here all the way up to here and pick a point up here. I'm going to select a dimension. I'm going to grab my label and I'm going to put it on a rough width. Now I'm going to dimension from here to here. I'm going to select this dimension. Now my label is going to be door thickness. See how much easier it is when you have it labeled correctly? Door thickness. Hit escape. Now I'm going to add an arc for my swing. I'm going to go to annotate, symbolic line, and over here it's going to be start and radius arc. I'm going to pick this point right here. Now I snap to the tangency. I'm going to pick it right here. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an angular dimension in here. So I'm going to go to my drop down here. I'm going to click on angular dimension. On my angular dimension, I'm going to go from right here to right here. I'm going to come out to about here. Hit escape. I'm going to select that 45-degree dimension. For my label, I'm going to click my drop down and I'm going to add parameter. I'm just going to simply call it swing angle. I'm going to make that an instance parameter. It already knows it's going to be an angle parameter, so I'm going to hit OK. Now I'm going to go into my properties here, my family types. I'm going to find my swing angle. And I'm going to edit it. So I'm going to select swing angle and I'm going to click edit parameter. I'm going to group it under something that kind of puts it out from everything else. I'm going to put it under graphics. I'm going to click OK. Now we have a brand new category we can work with. What I want to do is I want to create a new parameter. The name is going to be existing. It's going to be an instance parameter. I'm going to group the parameter under graphics. The type of parameter wants to be a yes/no parameter. I'm going to click OK. Now my swing angle equals if open parenthesis existing then 45. If not, 90. The words then and the words if not are both going to be commas. So if it's existing, I want it to be 45 degrees. If that's not checked, I want it to be 90. Close parenthesis, get out there. Now uncheck it, it should turn 90. Check it again, should be 45. Now, the weird thing is, it will break if we flex it in this model, but it will work in a project. I'm gonna click apply, I'm gonna click OK. Let's do that. Let's test this thing in a model. So I'm gonna go to my triple R, I'm gonna go to new, project, I'm gonna use an architectural template, I'm gonna click OK. I'm gonna click wall, use my big thick wall again, hit Control Tab, let's click load into project. I'm gonna come down here and I'm gonna put my door right there. Move my tag out of the way. I'm gonna select my door. Now I'm gonna uncheck existing, click apply, should go 90 degrees. If I click existing, click apply, should go back to 45 degrees. Pretty cool. I'm gonna do one more thing though. I'm gonna click on edit family with my door selected. Now I'm gonna hold down my control key. I'm gonna select all my symbolic lines. I just want to show you something real quick. Notice that we have subcategories. So I'm going to click my subcategory drop down here. Let's take a look at some of these parameters we can use. I'm going to go plan, swing, cut. Now I'm going to load this back into the project. I'm going to overwrite the existing version. It's still there, but if we type in VG and we scroll down to doors, we drill in, notice that we can have plan swings turned on or off. So if we turn off plan swings, now we can just turn them off in plan, so that responds to that. The next step is to make sure we don't see the door panel and plan, and maybe configure some of our casings. Okay, I'd like to make some door hardware. We're pretty much going to make a doorknob. We're going to put it on both sides of our door. Then we're going to look at how we can center it on our side mullion. Let's start with creating a new family. So let's go families. Let's go new. I like to use generic model face-based here. So I'm going to go generic model face-based. I'm going to click on open. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my front elevation. I'm going to make a reference plane. So I'm going to right click on this reference plane. I'm going to create similar. On my draw panel, I'm going to click on my pick lines button. I'm going to offset this 1 inch. Go straight up 1 inch. I'm going to dimension it. I'll select the 1 inch. For my label, I'm going to add parameter. I'll call it plate size. I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to right click. I'm going to create similar. I'm going to offset this one 2 inches. Dimension that. I'm going to select it. I'm going to go to label. Add parameter. I'm going to call the stem size. I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to right click on this reference plane. I'm going to create similar. I'm going to offset that 4 inches. I'm going to go to the right. I'm going to dimension this strong reference to weak reference. I'm going to select my 4-inch dimension. I'm going to add a parameter. I'm going to call it handle length. I'm going to click OK. All right. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to create a revolve. So I'm going to go create. I'm going to go to revolve. On my drop panel, I'm going to use my pick lines. I'm going to pick this line, and this one. Now I'm going to click on my line button here. I'm going to come over about 1 inch. I'm going to pick a point here. I'm going to come down at 45 degrees, about 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to come down this way about 1/8 of an inch. Now I'm going to click on my start and radius arc. I'm going to come down about 3/4 of an inch. I'm going to send my arc going out. I'm going to use my line button again. I'm going to come out 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to come down 1/4 of an inch, or whatever the remainder is. I'm going to type TR for trim. I'm going to trim all this stuff up. What's nice is, this is out a little too far, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the whole thing by picking a box around it. I'm going to click my move button. I'm just going to move it in about 1/2 an inch. That looks about right. I'm going to click on my line button here. I'm just going to have a little recess. I'm going to come down 1/8 of an inch. I can just type 1/8 inch. I'm going to come straight over to here. I'm going to type TR, and I'm just going to trim these out. Now I'm going to click on Axis Line. On my draw panel, I'm going to click on my pick lines button. I'm going to select this reference plane right here. I'm going to click Finish Edit Mode. There we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my handle out. I'm going to go to Create. I'm going to go to Swept Blend. I'm going to click on Sketch Path. I'm going to actually click on Spline. Click Spline. I'm going to start my spline right here. I'm going to come up and I'm just going to eyeball it to about here. I'm going to come over 45 degrees to about here. I'm going to come straight over to here. And once I'm done picking that point, I'm just going to hit Enter. Now I'm going to go to a 3D view. I'm going to zoom in on it. I'm going to click on Finish. Now I'm going to select the Profile 1. And I'm going to click on Edit Profile. Just going to come in here. I'm going to click on my circle button. Pick the center point. And I'm going to snap it to here. Here's my circle. I'm going to click Finish. I'm going to click Select the Profile 2. I'm going to click Edit Profile. I'm going to click on the circle. I'm going to pick this point here. I'm going to make a small circle. I'm going to make it about 1/4 of an inch. Maybe I'll make it a little smaller. Go ahead and select the circle. Let's make it 1/8 of an inch. Let's click Finish. Click Finish again. Got a peculiar looking little handle. I'm going to select this handle. Hold down my Control key, and I'm going to select my giant plate. For my material, I'm going to click into here, and I'm going to click my Builder button. I'm just going to type in stainless. And I'm just going to grab the top stainless steel selection. Stainless steel polished. Click OK. Now I'm going to save it. Wherever I'm keeping my exercise files, I'll call it handle. Go to Options. I only want one backup. I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to hit Save. Now what I want to do is I want to open up my door hardware file, or the model you've been working on this whole time. I want to go to my exterior elevation. Now we need to locate this handle. We have all the parameters we need. We just need some more reference planes. So I'm going to right-click this reference plane. I'm going to create similar. Use my pick lines. I'm going to offset 1.125 inches. I forget what my door location was, but that's okay. I'm going to offset to the right from that reference plane. With dimension, strong to weak. I'm going to select my inch and 1/8 dimension. Hit my label drop down. I'm going to go to door location. Now I'm going to right-click this reference plane. I'm going to create similar. Pick lines, offset 6 inches, offset to the right. I'm going to dimension this, pull this down a little further. Select my 6-inch dimension. That's going to be my door style size. Now I'm going to right-click another one. I'm going to create similar. I'm going to offset this one 3 inches. Now I'm going to equally dimension these. Click EQ. Now let's get our height location. I'm going to select this reference plane, right-click, create similar. Drop panel, pick lines. I'm going to offset that 3 feet. I'm going to go up 3 feet. I'm going to dimension it. I'm going to add a parameter. I'm going to call it handle location. I want to group this under general. I'm going to click OK. Now I'm going to hit Control Tab. And so I get back to my handle, and I'm going to click Load into Project. Notice that it's coming in straight on this face. So I'm just going to go ahead and pick a point right here. I'm going to type A alpha align. I'm going to align it vertically, and I'm going to lock it. I'm going to align it horizontally. I'm going to lock it. Now I'm going to go to my interior view. I'm going to zoom it over here. I'm going to go to Create, Component, and look who's here. I'm going to hit my space bar to flip it in like that. Pick this point. I'm going to type A alpha align. Line it horizontally. Lock it. Line it vertically. I'm going to lock it. Now when I go to a 3D view, I spin around, you can see that we have our handle sitting right there. So that's how you add hardware to a door. Remember, a lot of manufacturers have this stuff. So look on Autodesk Sync before you go making your own. Okay, we got a pretty cool looking door. The problem is it looks wrong in plan. We don't want to see our hardware if our detail level is set to coarse or medium. So let's do both of those things now. We're going to turn the panel off in plan, and we're going to turn this off when the detail level is anything but fine. So to get started, I'm going to jump into my door visibility project. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down my Control key. I'm going to select my bottom style. I'm going to select my door panel. I'm going to select my glass panel. Now for visibility graphic overrides, I'm going to come over here to edit. I'm going to uncheck plan RCP. I'm going to uncheck when cut in plan RCP. I'm going to hit OK. I hit escape a couple times. I'm going to do the same with my handle. So I'm going to hold down my control key, select my handle, pan around to the other side, select my handle. I'm going to click on my visibility settings. I can click on this one here as well. I'm going to uncheck plan RCP and I'm going to hit OK. Now I'm going to hold down my control key and I'm going to select my little glass hash marks. I'm going to go to visibility settings, unchecking plan. So we'll do both plan RCP when cut in plan RCP. I'm going to hit OK. Hit escape a couple times. Now let's select our handles. I'm going to select my generic model, my handle here, pan around. I'm going to select this handle here by holding down the control key. I'm going to go to visibility settings. I'm going to uncheck coarse. I'm going to uncheck medium. And I'm going to click OK. I'm going to hit escape a few times. Now I'm going to go to new project. I'm going to click on architectural template. I'm going to click OK. Now on my architecture tab, I'm going to click on my wall button. I'm going to pick that wall I like, the big thick exterior brick on CMU. Draw a wall out. I'm going to hit Control Tab. I'm going to click Load into Project. Come into here. I'm going to uncheck Tag on Placement. I'm going to select my wall, hit Escape. Now we don't see those offending items. I'm going to go to a 3D view. I'm going to zoom in on my door. Let's say we cannot see our doorknob. I'm going to set my detail level to fine. There it is. Set my visual style to realistic. There we have it. Another thing that's kind of nice is we can push this stuff back. So for example, if I want to pan around here, none of our trim is in excess of any kind of wall sweep. If I type AL for align, I select the inside face of my wall right here. If I hit tab, I pick that. I'm going to pan around. I'm going to select the face of here. Notice that I can trim that back. So anytime you get a situation like that, it's always nice to come in and try to trim these things back. So there we have it. We set our detail level to medium. It's gone. Set it to fine. There it is. In level 1, we don't see those items anymore. Good job.